Hey guys, it's True here with another episode of Heroes Rise, the Prodigy. Last week we gave Madame Vice a little bit of advice and she disappeared off a little early, and then we were confronted by a judge who we seduced slightly and then knocked out. So that's going to be interesting considering he's the son of the mayor of the city. But at the moment our insides feel like they've turned to fluid, the room's swirling around us, and we've staggered backwards and started screaming. So I'm kind of excited to get on to the next chapter, Prodigies. When things snap back into focus, you find that you're in the foyer of a sleek loft. You clap your hand over your mouth and slide against the nearest wall, hoping no one has heard you. The telelock must have activated somehow, despite the energy overload. Perhaps it was because Madame Vice was still nearby, or perhaps... "How stupid are you?" you hear a deep voice say, interrupting your thoughts. You peek your head around the wall of the foyer and see no one other than Smyther, sitting on a large metal throne, staring at something across the room. He wears tight black clothes, his bulging muscles covered in veins and bluish scars, the byproduct of gene splicing ultra steroids. His face is equally scarred, scattered with stab and gunshot wounds. The effect makes him look considerably less than human. You can't help it. The sight of Smyther sends a chill up your spine. You try to ignore this as you spot the large silver staff in Smyther's hands, covered in gemstones the size of baseballs. That must be it. That's the gravitus. You almost squeal because you've done it. You found the damn thing. You start to scroll through the ways you're going to spend the reward money, knowing that all you need to do now is get your hands on the gravitus. That is until your eyes settle on the 10 armed guards flanking Smyther. Next to them stand 3 menacing figures you recognize as Smyther's splice generals. One of them is 10 feet tall and made of stone. That must be the security general Boulder. Another has elongated plastic fingers ignited by flame. That's the owner of Ace's High Casino, 3rd degree. The last has sharp knives growing out of every joint in her body. That must be Fracture, the drug queen. Oh man, that sounds quite painful actually to live like that, I would imagine. You swallow hard, and not of fear boiling up in your stomach. You would probably have a hard time taking on just one of these criminals, let alone all 3 of them combined. Suddenly, the gravitus seems like an afterthought. How are you going to get out of here alive? With all that in mind, you begin to consider your power levels. If you're lucky to survive this battle, you had better make sure you're properly equipped to do so. Luckily, your energy power allows you to recharge your levels. You can recharge your power, but it drains a proportionate amount of health. Likewise, you can heal yourself, but it drains your power. Your current power level is 63 and your health level is 110. You're feeling strong, but that could just be all the adrenaline coursing through you. You know that if either of your levels drops to 0, you'll die instantly. So do you think you'll need to recharge your power before things start getting intense in here? I think I will recharge my power just a little bit, guys. Let's see. I think we'll recharge it by 10 would put us up to 73, 20 would be 83. 20 feels more comfortable to me. Gritting your teeth, you begin to siphon health energy from your body, a process that feels like pulling every hair from your skin at the same time. Thankfully, it only takes a second, and once it's done, your power level is 83 and your health level is 90. Ready to act, you'll tense all your muscles, hoping you have enough power and health to survive the fight. That's when you realise Smyther and his mob all have their weapons locked on something across the room. A young woman. She wears a bodysuit made of black Kevlar and one thick red stripe running up the centre. Where the bodysuit ends, the red stripe continues to cover her face, showing only her deep burgundy lips, crystal blue eyes and long dark hair. She looks statuesque, like one of those genetically enhanced Victoria's Secret angels. Oh, this writer's got a funny brain. Slugger, you think. Another hero must have beat you to the punch, and she must be even more insane than you, since she stands unarmed, staring down the splice circle. "You went to great lengths to find my base of operations," Smyther says, gesturing towards a large hole in the floor next to the Kevlar girl, a sight that causes you to lose your breath. You realise you have no idea how far the telelock has taken you or how to get back outside. You snap out of it as Smyther continues. "What are you here for?" You look back at the Kevlar girl, remembering that Smyther has the power to elicit a truthful response from anyone he has asked a direct question. A very handy gift for a powered mob boss. That must be why he hasn't killed the Kevlar girl yet. Smyther wants to know how and why she is here first. I'm here, she says softly, barely audibly. To kill you. Suddenly, Kevlar Girl produces 2 massive cannon guns and fires 3 thick surges of laser energy into the heart of the circle. Within seconds, 4 guards in third degree are crisped to ash right before your eyes. Your stomach turns and you realise it smells like a summer barbecue. A deafening roar erupts as the guards return fire, fracture whips dozens of razor-sharp blades at the Kevlar Girl, while Boulder moves to protect Smyther from the fray. Smyther shouts something at Boulder while waving the gravitus, but you can't make out the words over the gunshots. You quickly generate a protective energy shield, terrified of catching the brunt of a stray attack. Looking through the blackish energy barrier, your eyes snap back to the Kevlar Girl as she leaps into the air and does a series of flips, her movements creating a visible trail that blocks the barrage of bullets and knives. She must be able to generate some kind of flash shield with her movements. Kevlar Girl then lands and sends off another round of cannon pulses. You look back into Smyther's corner and see the last blast took out another half of the guards and left a large, nasty burn on Boulder's back. You can hardly believe your eyes. This woman just killed close to a dozen people in a matter of seconds. An intense rush of dread takes over you. This is a bloodbath. You didn't sign up for this. You don't want to die today. But just as soon as these thoughts appear, you force them from your brain. You've been training for this for your entire life, so what are you going to do? Are we going to jump right in and stop the killing? It doesn't matter who gets the gravitus. Saving lives is the more important than anything. My only concern here is the gravitus. I want to make my grab for it and go. Wait for them all to kill each other off, then take the gravitus by surprise from whoever is left standing. Stay put and wait for the police to arrive. This is way too much for me and I know it. I think my only concern here is the gravitus. Let's make a grab and go. You're a hero, but without a reputation or money saved, you can't really do anything. The truth is, you need the gravitus to launch your career. So without a second thought, you shoot forward in a blur, moving at top speed right towards Smyther. Before he can see you coming, you crash into him and grab the gravitus right out of his hands. Keenly aware of the bullets and blasts ricocheting all around you, you canvass the room and spot a window in the far corner. You have no idea where the window will lead, you're just thankful the room has an exit at all. Before you can move, you see the crazy Kevlar Girl has dropped her cannons and holds something in her hands. A grenade. Though this looks unlike any grenade you've ever seen before, it's intricately coiled with tech and its core glows coal blue. You dash towards the window, but Kevlar Girl reaches it first, smashes her way outside, and leaving the grenade behind as a parting gift. You struggle to get out, but the gravitus blocks your path. Frantic, you drop it and push your way outside, just as an intense flash of blue heat erupts from the headquarters, followed by a massive explosion that sends flames and debris flying in every direction. You manage to pull up above the blast, but not high enough. You scream as you feel the force of the explosion catch you in the back and send you reeling. Oh dear. It takes several seconds for your head to stop ringing and your vision to clear. When they do, you find yourself on the street below. The blast sent you a couple of blocks down, significantly lowering your health. That grenade was some seriously advanced tech. Where on earth did Kevlar Girl get her hands on something like that? You look up at Shed and see people flooding out of the front door at the top half of the building rages in flames. Could it really be that Kevlar Girl has done the impossible? Did she just take out Smyther and half of the splice circle in one attack? Through the raging flames, you manage to make out Kevlar Girl's shadow leaping onto the rooftop, holding the gravitus. She must have gone back in after the blast and sifted through the wreckage to recover it, no doubt protected by her shield movements. You don't know whether to be horrified or impressed. This girl has some serious moxie. Still, you're not about to let her escape, not after she murdered all those people, and especially not with the one thing that's going to launch your career. You fire at Kevlar Girl, but as you reach the roof, you find that she isn't fleeing. She's pointing the gravitus directly at you. Before you can react, you feel the air around you twist with a sucking noise and feel yourself being pulled downwards. You try to fight it, but you can't stop yourself from crashing into the roof. It's like somebody suddenly turned your powers off and a giant invisible hand is crushing you down. Then it clicks. The gravitus must control gravity. No wonder Smyther wanted to get his hands on it. An object that powerful would be useful to anyone, let alone a mod boss with strictly defensive power set. Feels nice, huh? You hear the Kevlar Girl say from above you. But you don't have the patience for snappy banter. You know this girl won't hesitate to kill you, so what are you going to do? Try to cut a deal with her. We're both working towards the same goal, collecting the reward for recovering the gravitus. I think cutting a deal. I don't even need to know. There's no point threatening her. There's no point trying to disarm her. She seems like she would actually be a good person to have on our side. So let's try and cut a deal with her.
Listen, I don't know who you are, you start. But we both want the reward for the gravitus. And we both found it at the same time. Why don't we split the credit? And I'll tell the police you killed all those people in self-defense.
In response, you feel the weight pushing down and you double and hear Kevlar Girl start to laugh. Is that what you think I want, Max Power? You groan under the weight of the gravitus push, knowing Kevlar Girl is about to kill you, just like those Splice Circle members. As your ribs start to creak under the pressure, you hear police sirens blaring from the street below. You've never been so happy to hear that sound. Suddenly feel the weight lifted off your shoulders and you spring to your feet just in time to see Kevlar Girl strapping a layer of plastic explosives to the gravitus. Wait, stop! What did you... You start moving forward. But Kevlar Girl just pulls away from you and holds the gravitus out in front of her body. The name is Prodigal, chicken, she says, and you'll be seeing me again. Without another word, the girl named Prodigal drops the gravitus. Horrified, you watch as the gravitus explodes at Prodigal's feet. A plume of silver smoke erupts into the sky as shards of shattering gemstone go flying in every direction. You step back, covering your eyes to protect them from an explosion. When the smoke finally clears, you find that Prodigal has vanished. Only the gravitus remains in charred pieces, destroyed beyond repair. No! Why would she destroy the gravitus now it's of no use to anyone? It doesn't make any sense. Then another thought hits you. Before she left, Prodigal called you Max Power. She knows your code name, but how? You've only been on the hero scene for a few hours. How would she know? You hear the sound of police choppers swooping overhead, so you don't have much time to ponder this question. What are you going to do? I'm going to flee the scene before anyone sees me because we're a superhero and we exist in the shadows. With a case this big ruined, not to mention over a dozen murders involving the Splice Circle committed, no one in the MCPD is going to care whether you're innocent or not. This whole debacle is going to make the police look terrible, and they're just going to want a scapegoat to pin it on. If you stay, that scapegoat will be you. Considering that the Prodigal are gone, you're currently the only one standing next to this destroyed gravitus in a building full of dead mobsters. You fly towards home, your mind racing with questions. What will happen to your reputation now that the gravitus is destroyed? Will the police blame everything on you? Will you become a fugitive? Then your thoughts spin completely out of control. Will Jury and Madame Vice be gunning for you after what you did to them? Even worse, will the remains of the Splice Circle be out for revenge? And who is this mysterious prodigal? The girl who sabotaged your first mission, Prodigal. Why didn't she kill you when she had the chance? You're too exhausted to even begin to contemplate these answers to these questions. You've pushed your powers to their limit and have taken more than a few hits tonight. But all you can think about right now is getting home to your bed, knowing that Grandma will help you sort it all out in the morning. Whoa! So that was pretty intense. We just watched like 13, 14 people get killed or something, and then yeah, that was a clusterfuck basically. Our health is down to 40. Whoa, from 90. So that means we lost 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5 points. We would have been on 10 health points if we hadn't have changed our health over from power. So yeah, that would not have been good at all. Legend has only gone up by 1. Okay, so the fame's gone down. Justice has gone up a bit though. Lawless has gone up. Offensive is down and defensive is up at the moment. And soloist is down and team player is up. Interesting. Did we get any achievements? We haven't unlocked any achievements yet. I'm sure we unlocked an achievement for getting the best. I don't know. It's all good. So, 15 minutes later, it isn't long before you can see your bedroom window waiting for you invitingly. Thinking you might collapse before you can reach it, you give one final push to land inside. All you want to do is get in bed immediately, but you need to let Grandma know that you're all right. Your muscles aching, you slowly reach towards the door. Gran, it's me, you shout. I'm all right, but Well, look who it is. You hear a familiar voice say, stopping you in your tracks. I'm guessing that's Prodigal, which is what I'm trying to do, have voice vaguely. Sitting in your living room is none other than Mayor Victon. Oh dear. He should...
Well, look who it is.
Mayor Victon. He does not look pleased. Okay, well, that's a hell of a cliffhanger to end this on, I guess. Mayor Victon. We did just knock out his son. Oh, and we left him in the club. I hope he didn't die. Huh. Interesting. No, I really enjoyed that though, guys. That was a wonderful chapter. Nice one, Zachary Sergey, for your book. Your adventure game. It's thoroughly enjoyable. So yeah, fair play. I hope you all enjoyed that. Leave a like or a comment if you did. It really will help me out, and it's absolutely awesome to see that people actually enjoyed it or are enjoying the series. So that I really like it. It makes me happy anyway. I hope you're all having an exceedingly wonderful day, life, week, month, everything. I hope you're just enjoying yourselves. I am Root. Peace.